Hey, what's going on? Happy New Year. Hope you guys are doing well. It is 2026. It's January 4th. And yeah, I'm just working on a record, working on multiple records. But I figured I'd go live and get into some record stuff. And let me make sure you guys can actually hear me. All right, here we go. Check, check. All right, 1 minute. One momento. Un momento. Check, check. Shows you how busy I've been. Don't even have my microphone plugged in for the live stream, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've just been working on records, so let me make sure everything's set up here. Hello, check, check. Now you should hear me loud and clear. Yeah, I've been working on multiple records, and Happy New Year. You know, it's 2026, it's January 4th, and I figured, hey, I might as well go live with you guys. It's been a while. Hope you guys had a good holiday. Whether you celebrate Christmas or, you know, whatever else, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. I hope you guys had fun. Now it's back to business, you know. We're back to mixing, mastering, producing, writing songs, sync licensing, music for TV, film, commercials. That's what this channel is all about. So if you're here for the first time, that's what you can kind of expect. Obviously, I do a lot of mixing and mastering. I do a lot of production. I do a lot of songwriting, you know. As you can tell by kind of my setup, it's like a little hybrid, you know. I got instruments laying around all over the place. Synths, I got, you know, microphones. it's a shit show in here. And I heard this thing actually the other day. I thought it was funny because I totally relate to it. If you go into a studio and or you go to work with anybody, right? And they have like a setup that looks like a manufactured kind of setting, you know, it's like really clean and it doesn't look kind of chaotic. Like people have actually been making records and working, then don't trust that place. Don't trust that person. Don't work with them. There's a lot of that like on Craigslist and like studio bookings and stuff where it looks like a setup, like living room studio setup sort of thing. And it's just really nice and clean and, you know, everything's in the racks and everything. And it's like, I want to work there. You know, this definitely takes some chaos. Like if you're in music, you're going to be chaotic. There's going to be microphones. There's going to be cables everywhere. There's going to be synths laying around. I got keyboards. I got guitars all over the place. I got basses, you know, that means you're working. So, and damn, have I been working. You guys may have been taking a break. I have not taken any sort of break. So I have been going through the whole thing. Been mixing an album, 15, 16 song album. Been mixing an EP, 7-song EP. I've been finishing up 3 songs for pitching and release. And I'm going to work on one of those. I'm actually going to be kind of putting the finishing touches on one of those songs today here with you guys on the live. So I thought that would be fun because a lot of the times I'm like starting a mix on these lives or I'm like in the middle of a mix on the lives. But this is kind of like the final touch, final moves kind of thing. So that'll be fun to talk about. But yeah, I've also been doing a song creation challenge with a group of people, which I highly recommend you guys get into. If you pick up the song creation formula that I made, which is like a video series of making a song from start to finish, and it's really in pitching for sync licensing, you know, making a song that's going to get you a license deal on a TV show, commercial, film, etc. But I teach like my whole process from beginning to end. And then within that process as well, I include monthly song challenges where you can get into a group and make a song with me. So I'm doing that right now as well. But yeah, really busy. What have you guys been up to? I want to know. I've been watching your videos. Have you done any live streams during the last 2 weeks? Not really, no. So, like I said, I've had my head down here at the studio. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get back into the live streams. You know, I'll do my best to live stream as much as possible for you guys. But again, if you guys want to go into the pits with me, you know, think about joining the Song Creation Challenge or even hiring me to work with you on artist development. Let me get my screen going here. I don't know, my phone, like here. This is great. Okay, so this is the setup, right? You got stuff like everywhere, right? Or just all over the place. Like this is the chaos that ensues. But yeah, I'm gonna disconnect that. That's just on for some reason. No clue why. All right, so back to the program here. So here's what I got right now. This song's called Bad Medicine. You might have heard it on some of my content and stuff because I've been making content with it or whatever. But I now got a friend of mine. His name's Concept, a rapper named Concept. And I kind of had him feature on it and jump on a verse. So I'm pretty excited about that. But for the most part, this is a pretty basic song, you know, basic structure. And typically when I'm working really fast to get something done for sync, this is kind of like what my session would look like, right? It's pretty bare. Like there's not a lot of tracks. Most of them, the hot pink ones, are all vocals. So that's going to be the majority of the tracks. They're going to be vocals. And the rest of it is like, you know, loops, it's MIDI, it's audio, it's guitars, it's synths, you know, like I've recorded a bunch of different stuff like the Moog. I cut the Juno on here. I got an upright piano. I got these keys. I don't know where that came from. I'm not really sure. Adams was like a baby audio synth. The Prince synth, which I love from Cradle Audio. Phase Plant is on here. The reason I use Phase Plant is because it has MPE. And if you don't know what MPE is, it works with like the Rolly keyboards. I have the Osmos keyboard, which is a really cool synth that you can do a lot of really cool stuff with. And so these two are using the Osmos, and so is this one. All three of these phase plants. And then, yeah, and then you even have like keys Osmos lead. And then actually all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 5 of them. So 5 of the synths are Osmos MPE kind of synths where I can do a lot more kind of cool stuff with it. This is something that I programmed and then I printed. It's a snare. And then I have hats, which is a loop. It's just a loop here. And then I have guitars that I've cut with a guitar player here in LA. I used a little Benson preamp on that, going into the H3000, and I'll play all this, of course. And then we got this, this is kind of where the song started, I believe, is this 808 kind of D-sharp minor 808 thing. And then I added some Moog Muse, which is some bass stabs, more guitars, electric guitars, funky kind of stuff. We got some, you know, I've cut everything and kind of mixed it in, printed a lot of it, you know, cut it through amps, stuff like that. So let's just hear it. Percussion, and then anything down here in magenta, these are all returns, like any effects. So we got Valhalla with a little F6 on it. Then we have the short verb, which is a Valhalla, just a shorter one at 1 second. And then we have a P comp, which is a just parallel comp for the vocals. And boom, 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 beep-de-dee, 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 beep. Let's play it.
Too manic, depression, fix my panic, don't feed me your bad medicine, she'll use me for my status, some folks are so dramatic, don't feed
cheap like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose but don't let my arm go.
Short and sweet, baby. So short, sweet, punchy. There's not even a kick drum on this track. It's just that 808. So yeah, so let's kind of dive in a little bit more to what I'm hearing that I think still needs improvement, right? For example, like this isn't fully mixed yet. It's just kind of laid out for the most part. But I like to kind of focus on the drums a little bit to get my headroom and to set my levels and everything first. But let's go here and just mute the all Vox bus. And this is a reason why I bus everything and make sure that my busing is all correct, is because if I have an all Vox bus here, I can do a few things. I can have all of my returns, so anything that's going to be vocal effects can return to the all Vox. The Vox mix bus is going to feed, as you can see, bus 2 here, which is the all Vox. And when I mute the all Vox, I mute all the vocals, all the vocal stacks, all the ad-libs, all the harmonies, all the vocal return effects, and anything else that has to do with vocals, parallel, compression, etc., etc. So this way I can really troubleshoot stuff, but I can also just mute all the vocals and all the vocal effects, and then just hone in on drums and instruments and bass, etc. All right, so first thing I want to do is I really want to control a little bit more of the low end on this 808. One thing that's going on here that's kind of interesting and something that I kind of mess around with usually is, do I take the 808 through the drum mix bus, or do I take the 808 and the bass and sub bass through its own mix bus, right? Subgroup. This is a big decision, I think, as a mixing engineer, but also as a producer, because as I'm producing this, what I'm going for is speed. I need to get this done fast. Usually a song like this can take me a few days to a few weeks, right? It really depends, you know, how much writer's block I have or whatever else. But when I'm trying to do something a little bit unique, you know, because I think this song is pretty unique. It's pop, but it's kind of funk, and it's got some soul to it, and it's also got like alt pop to it, and then I got a rapper on there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of different things going on here, and it's not like this isn't a popular genre right now. You know, like people aren't just like making this kind of music and you know, trying to go on the charts or anything. So what I'm trying to do really is just make sure that I'm making something that's fresh to me personally. And I think what makes things fresh is when you kind of change the perspective, right? So this 808, for example, if I was just to play it soloed. You kind of just think like hip hop, you think trap, you think like, you know, like bad girl kind of rap type shit, right? But I think it switches it up when you start to put sort of, you know, my vocals on there doing, you know, really chill kind of funk singing, I guess. I don't even know what to call it, falsetto.
She thinks that I'm too manic to
right? So it's like a different vibe. Maybe we're getting a little bit into some 80s Prince kind of vibes. I don't know. What do you guys hear? I would love to know what you guys hear. Because, you know, for me personally, I'm just doing what I think is cool. But I'm also trying to make something fresh. So like with sync licensing, it's really easy to chase all the trends. You know, everybody's chasing the, I don't know, stomp clap. You know, I'm going to make a dramedy hip hop cue with pianos and strings. Like, cool, you guys, you can do that. And no shade, man. Like, if that's what you do for a living, do that shit, man. Like, get all your cues on Viacom, MTV2 or whatever. I don't even think MTV is alive anymore, so that says something about it, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, you know, don't get a sync fee for it up front. Just collect your royalties on your publishing and try to stack up as many placements as possible, and that's what you're doing for a living. Fine, go for it. It's the easiest way to get placements, right? Is just pump out that kind of music. But I also, on the other side of it, have this this knowing that that is all going to be taken over by AI. All right. So anybody kind of like chasing those like underscore kind of things for Viacom and the dramedy cues and the bomp, bomp, you know, like with the little pianos and shit. Anyone doing that right now, they have a very limited time where that's even going to be viable anymore. And then that's going to just turn over to AI because it's just way too easy for AI to just pump that out. And producers can just do that on their own. So writing a song, and sure, you know, there's Suno and everything, but there's a lot of legal copyright things with that where they're really afraid of that shit, right? So when you start adding vocals and you start adding singers and you're recording, you know, live instruments and things like that, we start to up the ante. You know, we're going for bigger syncs, but we're also trying to make songs. I'm personally trying to make songs that I can release as well. Like, so I want to release a song, feel good about it, like it, want to make content around it, want to promote it, want to talk about it on a live stream like this. But then also pitch it around to my sync reps, music supervisor connections, and publisher connections. I want that. You know, I want it to work all the way around. So I'm still wanting to make something fresh and not just go on the nose, here's a sync record. You know, I'm not even into that, to be honest with you. It's just not fun for me. And if I'm going to make music, I want to have fun with it. So I digress on that conversation, but the whole idea here is to make something that I think is fresh and cool and fun, and then add my own little stank to it. And typically what I would think is my own stank is going to be my vocals and my melodies. So the way that I write and the way that I like to sing on things and pocket things. And then the other thing I would say is going to be the way that I work on with analog synths. This comes from my background, you know, like when I first moved to LA, and even before that, I was very interested in kind of analog, you know, MPC sampling, hip hop, rock, like every genre of music you could possibly fucking think of. And I studied that shit. And then when I came to LA, the first 5 years I spent in LA, I worked with Mark Mothersbaugh, who is the lead singer of Devo, the band Devo. But he's also a composer, and he has one of the biggest and best analog synth collections in the world, okay, out of anybody. And he has tons of analog synths. So the 5 years that I spent working with him, I got to mess around with a lot of different synths. You know, a lot of the like original Oberheims, you know, the old school Oberheims, the white ones, you know. I don't even remember the name of any of those. You know, the 2-voice, the 4-voice, 1-voice. I don't know what they're called, but I fucked with all those. And the Memory Moog, he had was, you know, the Memory Moog was the first polyphonic Moog synthesizer, but the one he had was, he harassed Bob Moog. He put in money in a deposit to get the very first Memory Moog from Bob Moog. And it was him, and I think it was someone from Pink Floyd or something that was trying to get that synth from Bob Moog. So Bob finally got really annoyed with Mark. He kept asking him, you know, where's this Memory Moog, man? Like, you know, I gave you the $5,000 or whatever for the deposit. Like, you know, you got to give me the first one. And he kept calling him. He'd call him every single day. Mark would. He'd call Bob. And then finally, Bob got so annoyed by Mark calling him, he was like, look, Mark, I'm just going to send you my Memory Moog, okay? And so the Memory Moog that I got to mess with that Mark had at the studio was Bob's memory Moog with Bob's sounds in it. So Bob's original sounds. He had saved all his original sounds in there. So I sampled that shit and I went crazy with it. But that's just a little story on how I got into really deep into analog synthesis. But anyway, so I like very musical sounding synths. You know, the Trigon 6 here from Sequential is one of my favorites. The Moog Matriarch is amazing for like basses, leads, you know, anything like that. I love it for that. And the filters on it are amazing. And then I just got the Moog Muse. I have a Juno 106, and then I have the Osmos here, right? And the Osmos plays a big part in this. So here are some of the synths kind of playing.
She's spending the money.
Right? So these are like, this is my favorite thing to do with synths. I don't like to MIDI them in and make them perfect. Like that's not what I want with an analog synth. So as you can see here, when I expand these takes, like look at all these different takes, you know, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12, 13 different takes. And on take 14, I was like, yeah, that's dope. I like this one. So then I just loop that out. So I played this in and I, you know, messing with the mod wheel or the pitch bend or whatever else to make something cool out of that. And that's the Juno 106, which is in the shop right now, getting all the voice chips replaced. But yeah, so this is kind of like, you know, my stank. Okay, so if I take all these off and let's just take all the synths and just kind of mute them, then you kind of get like, yeah, pop, you know, straight pop, honestly.
She's spending the money. Keep them calling, making them all think this girl is my best friend. It's automatic how she can.
You know, and I really like the guitars. I worked with Marco, a guitar player here in LA, and just like sat with him and worked back and forth with him like, no, I want this, I want that, you know, let's try this, let's try that. Revoice the chords, you know, make them more pop, but funk, you know, I want that. You know, like try to get that voice right. And then, you know, here's with the synths, and it's like so different.
She's spending the money. Keep them calling, making them all think this girl is my best friend. It's automatic how she can help me right to the mattress, shake down the nightstand.
Right, and then doing like the little run at the end. I love this kind of shit. You know, this is like some of my favorite stuff. Yeah, that's just like running the, you know what I mean? It's always fun. I love transitions that are musical and not like just like a, you know, reverse symbol or whatever. Like that shit just is like kind of lame to me. Anyway, do you guys got any questions about that? Like, I really like the techniques. Nice, dude. Yeah, got to get the palette, man. Palette is everything. I mean, I could spend so much time on a palette, but I built so many palettes over the years that I steal from my other palettes a lot of the times. But yeah, that's always fun. Where do you get the 808 tones? A plugin or a real unit? That's actually a 808 loop. So I think it just came off Splice. Very simple. But it works, you know. Thank you. Dude, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I like going up high like that. That's always fun for me. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You can check out my music, man. I got like 22 records out just under Bradley Denniston. You can hear a lot of the stuff. What do you got? That's a good thing. I like how you music by music styles. Yeah, that's kind of the idea, is like combining multiple styles. You know, that's what I like to do. Obviously, give me more appreciation for rap. Nice. I do not like rap that much, or hip hop. Yeah, fair. You don't have to, but I always think that's like, I've never like had that statement in my mind where I just don't like a genre, you know? I know artists and writers and stuff that are like, I don't like heavy metal music. And I'm like, fine, cool. But like, I don't know, to be an artist, especially a producer, not even that. I would say to be a mixing engineer or an engineer, recording engineer, like you kind of have to have an appreciation for all genres. I really do appreciate all genres because I'm fascinated by the engineering aspect. So I have that part of my brain that likes it, you know? I'm like, ooh, I like that. I like to know how they got that tone, you know, like, oh, metal music, like how they mix the drums different. You know, I grew up on all sorts of genres, bro. Like I can't say I don't like a genre of music. I think, to me, I know as like ridiculous as this sounds, it's like saying I don't like a specific culture, you know? It's like, I don't know about it. I don't know enough about it. Cause like rap to me is like a culture. It's a cultural thing. So is heavy metal, you know, so is Afro beats. So is, these are all like cultural, you know, blues, like rock and roll. It's all very cultural. It's steeped in culture. So I can't really say I don't like a genre. I like them all. Hey, but talks out of his ass all the time. Sure, dude. I don't know why you're here, but cool, man. What's on your vocal? You sound good. Thanks. Yeah, well, let's break it down. Let's and honestly, I'm gonna be here like trying to, you know, show you the final kind of moves here on you know, where we're going with this and how we're gonna finish this off. Yeah, reflection on the vocals. That's a really important thing. I'll show you that as well. Yeah, cool. Just making sure I check out your guys' comments and stuff. Even these haters that are like, yeah, he talks out of his ass. I don't know. I've been making music for 30 years now. I'm just trying to share my experiences. That's all I'm doing. All right, so let's go to the vocals. Actually, the lead vocal, I printed it. Let's see what I had on it. I think I had like a whole vocal chain that it's hidden. Yeah, like this here. Okay. So this is kind of like where it started, I believe. Yeah. Right here. This is the full kind of vocal chain here. Bada bing. Okay, so it was cut, I believe, with the TLM 103. And then I turned off these two, and I just have the FG 116 going. And then it has a little Metatune on it, because I really like the sound of Metatune. Like, I like Autotune as well. I like Metatune better a lot of the times on my voice. Pro Q3. So this is just like, you know, keeping it very much in the mid-range. Take off the top, take off the bottom. Pro DS, my favorite de-esser. And then a little bit more EQ kind of sculpting. It doesn't look like I was doing much besides just sculpting here. And then H3000. This is like the MK1. And this is on micro pitch shift. This is probably what you're talking about, that kind of splashy sound on the vocal. This is a trick I use, is the H3000, 36%. So you got 9% up on the left and down on the right. And that's just a micro pitch shift setting. Like if you go into here and go to legacy and go to micro pitch shift. I highly recommend, if you don't have this H3000 plugin, you should invest in it if you're making a lot of vocal stuff. Vintage verb, of course, right? So very simple, kind of basic. And that was kind of like the original chain. Now, on top of that chain, right, because then I printed all that. And then let's go to what I have now on this lead vocal. Because you can see it's actually printed because it's in stereo, right? It's a stereo vocal. And then this is going through the vocal mix bus. And the vocal mix bus, I absolutely love this compressor on the vocal mix bus for glue and like pushing everything up front a little bit. Like it's just a really great compressor for that. And what we're doing here is pretty much an SSL, okay? Like an SSL G series. It's called the Gray. Yeah. So there you go. Thick mix is what I start with, the preset, and then I just kind of tweak. And then the little radiator. Little radiator for me adds harmonics and a little more body to the vocal. And then the Pro Q3 is just shaping. It looks like here I'm just high passing, so nothing crazy. Very, very, very basic. Like, I'm not doing a whole lot with the vocal here, but it sounds exactly how I want it to sound. And you can see it's even called Bradley Lead Demo, because I thought, oh, this is my demo vocal, I'm going to recut it. And then I ended up really liking it and stacking on it and doing other stuff on it. And then I was like, oh, I fuck with this. It's a vibe.
Feed me your bad medicine. She's spending the money to keep them calling, making them all think this girl is my best friend. It's automatic how she can have it right to the mattress, shake down the nightstand.
Right? Super basic. But then we get into like stacks and layers and, you know, all this shit, and it gets a little bit less basic, right? So here is this lead vocal. This is what I got on. I don't even need these. They're not doing anything. I think it's probably just part of a preset. And then D sharp minor, 22 on the speed, 87%. Pro Q3 again, Pro Q3 again. No Pro DS on this one. I don't know why. No sé. Same thing. Like straight up, right? And that is on the lead for this part.
Let it flood my vein.
Okay, here's an important part about stacking for me personally. I'm going to do different vibes. So these are both up the top. So this is like, I'll show you every single stack here.
Let it flood my vein. 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 Let it flood my vein.
That shit cracks me up. The things we have to do because we don't actually sing down there. Let it flood my vein. Like I had to like make a fucking voice up for that. And then here's all of them together.
Let it flood my vein. Let it flood my vein. Feed me your bad medicine.
Glass for
Feed me your bad medicine.
Ooh, and you hear that temperance in there, you know? That little temperance, I love that reverb. It's so cool. So it has like this temperance just like locked in on the scale. So you hear that little ring at the end. Really fun on the high harm there. So yeah, that's like vocal stacks. I love stacking my vocals up. Something I've always done for many years. But yeah, so let's kind of like get back to what we were doing here. So the bass, I want more control out of this 808. I feel like the 808 is a little much. So let's go to the chorus. Like, I guess like the most, you know, the part where like most of the shit is happening. Okay. And if you guys have questions as I go through this, please do ask them. Like, it's all good. I'm here to help. All right. Like for real. Let me see here. How do you achieve that vintage sound reflection? I think you did that rest of the language. Yo, what's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. I grew up sampling, and to me, I would... Yeah, dude, I love sampling. Like, I had a crazy record collection. I actually sold all my records when I was living in Oakland, in the Bay Area. Sold them before I came down to LA because I was so broke.
It was actually heartbreaking. I was like, people like, dude, in the Bay Area, East Bay, when you sell records, fuck, man, it was like people were there at like 5 a.m. for the garage sale. They're like, records, you know, they went crazy. I had some classics in there. I had so many amazing records. I had to sell them. I had to make it, you know, down to LA. And I blew like all my savings and my 401k from working at restaurants. Like back in the day when I first came to LA, I blew all that within a month. Like it was fucking crazy. And I was doing a unpaid internship. But dude, yeah, I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it is to really make it in music in any sense. You know, it takes a lot. Like you got to give up a lot. And I gave up a lot. I promise you. I promise you I gave up way more than you could ever imagine. Including fiance, including many 6 figures of money and debt, all sorts of shit. All right, cool. What is this saying? Let people mix the way it works for them. Let's all grow up. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I hear you. I don't know if you're having a side conversation. Baby bass, but I love it. Yeah. All right, cool. Great. Glaze King. All right, wow, tons of stacking. Yeah, lots of stacking. Stacking to me is like moments, you know, moments in a record. I love that. That's like my favorite part. It's like this stack, this moment, this thing that happens and you go, fuck yeah, that was sick. You know, I love it. I think it's so cool. Country vocals, yeah. Also, chain on rappers vocals. Good idea. Good question. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Oakland when I was living there was very brutal. I was like in Alameda, and then I was in Berkeley, like right off University Avenue and San Pablo, right? Moved towards the stadium, Oakland Airport area, and I would take the BART through Oakland and like really rough places, man. But that's when I was, 25, 26. I'm 42 now, so that was like, I don't know, when you're a guy like in your 20s and you just kind of are doing your own thing and you're not, fucking with anybody. It's not that scary, but I definitely had some scary moments. No doubt about that. 100%. And Oakland was pretty fucking rough back then. Like, that was brutal. I'm in Hollywood, Los Angeles. So I'm over by the Hollywood Bowl. If you know where that's at, like Hollywood Hills, Cahuenga, spending all my money on music and living expenses. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, the BART. Oh, fuck the BART, man. Some rough experiences on the BART. Definitely almost got robbed a few times. No doubt about that. But I didn't really have shit, so it's not a big deal. All right, so let's talk about the rap vocal chain. It's funny because I just mixed these vocals today. I spent maybe a couple hours on them. Not even, like an hour and a half or something. So on the rap vocals, Vocal Rider is your best friend on rap vocals. No doubt about it. For me, it's like, that's the first stage because rap vocals need to be in your face, especially these kind of rap vocals. Concept's really dope. Like, he's super pocketed. He has his own vibe and his own flavor, which I love. Like, it's not super pop. It's not super on the nose. It's not boring. He's like telling a story. He's got 12 bars. So it's like, you gotta have something cool to say within that 12 bars. He's helping the story move along. I really like what he did here. But yeah, Vocal Rider, 1176 anniversary edition, or Blueface, Blue Stripe is usually what I'll use. But this is at 2-1, so it's just kind of light. And then one of my new favorite plugins. Like, I just keep reaching for it, so I guess I like it. At first I was like, I don't know what to think about this plugin, but the more I use it on vocals, the more I'm like, oh, I like the clarity. I like the harmonics that it gives the vocals. And I'll play it and I'll show you exactly what it's doing. Pro DS and a little shaping, I don't think of this as EQing, you know, like, oh, I'm EQing. No, I'm just shaping, you know, just shaping a little punch up on that body, that boom, that 114, cut out a little bit of the nasally, kind of boxy 520, you know, these are all because I'm like listening to the vocal, obviously, and like figuring out what it needs, by the way. I'm not just like, this is my preset for rap vocals. Dum da dum da dum. You guys, if you want the best preset for your rap vocals, just turn this Pro Q3 on and, you know, like, fuck off. All right. And then little light reverb. And the trick to this reverb and rap verb on the Valhalla that I really like is using this multiplier, the bass frequency multiplier, and putting it up all the way up to like 1200, where you would find the actual core of the vocal. Reason being is because it gives this like thickness and fullness and richness to the vocal. And I just 1.18 here on the bass mult, but really like listen to what it's doing. I've just got it soloed out.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold, hanging off the wind going far
It's like really, really good for the mid-range. Like for me, that fills out the vocal. Without you hearing the reverb, you feel the reverb. That to me is like the cool part about using this bass mult on a rap vocal. So 2.15 seconds on plate, on now, and low cut 180, high cut, I got it up here, so it's actually adding a little bit of sizzle on the top. And then the bass mult, like all the way up at 1260, which means 1260 and below. So it's like a shelf, you know what I mean? It's shelving all the way down and it's multiplying that. And that's just kind of how reverb works in rooms, you know? So this isn't like a crazy thing. Scales the reverb decay time for bass frequencies. So this is just what happens in a bigger room, is the bass frequencies kind of like start to scale out because of like different caverns and stuff in different rooms. So it sounds more natural to me, and I like bringing that up. But again, I barely have the mix up on this, but what it does in the mix is really cool.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car.
You know, his vocal is just like fucking star power. You feel me? Okay, now check this out. The chakra is like doing a lot of heavy lifting, and it's adding gain for sure, but like here's with and without it.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold, hanging off the wind going far.
It's so subtle, but it's adding harmonic distortion. This chakra is definitely going to add this. Here, I'll like crank it up and down the chakra kind of knob.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though.
Super dope. And this mid dip is cool on some things like female vocals that are up high. Like I've found this to be really nice for that. But listen to what happens when I turn this on. It kind of like thins out the vocal too much.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls.
You know, I like that body. I like that richness in that. And I think this is kind of dipping out the 500 to 800 area, which I really like in a vocal sometimes, if it's recorded well. If it's not recorded well, then yeah, that's like the first place I'll start to nix, you know. 300 to like 700 is a hard area for cheap microphones, cheap preamps, etc., because it just gets really muffly and boomy and boxy. But if you have a good microphone, good preamp, like and you're hitting the mic right, and like the range of your vocal and everything is good, then yeah, you want to keep that. That's the body. That's the push out of the speakers, you know? And then what else do we got? This is going to a rap vocal mix bus. Again, I have this, but I go a little faster on the attack here. You know, like this is on like pretty fast, 0.3. So you could see it's obviously emulating an SSL, right? Besides the fact that you can go all the way to 100 on attack in milliseconds, you can go to 0.1 on attack, 0.3 on attack, or you go up to like 1 and 3, right? And then it goes up to 10 and then 100. So I had it at 0.3 on the attack. But the trick here on a lot of these processors, like for example, the Chakra, this is in parallel. So I'm letting a little bit through. So it's at 69%. Big part of my process, parallel. It's always parallel, like a lot of the times. It's very rare that I'm going to go full on unless I'm doing like compression like this with an 1176. But otherwise, like if I'm doing like saturation, more compression on top of compression, like this is parallel, right? And then again on this, as it hits this vocal mix bus for the rap, it is in parallel as well. And that is at 52% on the mix. And then we're high pass frequency. So I have the high pass filter on 139 hertz. So it's only detecting, sending to the detector 139 and above, which helps kind of the low end not get too boomy, you know, because it's not compressing as hard on the low end. I guess it's not triggering the compressor on the low end information. And because I am boosting up at 114, I want this to go through the compressor circuitry, like not being detected, right? Because that's where you keep the body. But if I hit this and I took this back down, right? Like listen to what happens with the vocal and really pay attention to the low end.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard thing.
You see, it's triggering the compressor a lot more. Which, if it's triggering the compressor a lot more, this is not a multiband compressor. This is a full range compressor. This is the hardest thing for people to understand, the high pass filter on a compressor. They don't get it. Like most people think, oh, you're just high pass frequent, like you're just putting an EQ on it. No, you're not. You're not at all. This is 100% compressing the full range, everything. It's compressing the whole range of the vocal, okay? All I'm saying is on the detector, only detect, like do not detect 135 hertz and below. Like don't detect that as much on the detection of the compressor, but this is still full range compressing. So if I have this off, then when the low end gets through to the compressor circuitry, it is detecting anything that, like, for example, that I peaked up a little bit on the EQ, it's detecting more of this 114, right? And less of the 526 or whatever the fuck. So now it's going to get triggered harder because 115 hertz is a lot of power. That's a lot of voltage. So it's going to trigger that, and then it's going to duck, and it's going to duck the whole vocal, not just that 114. It's going to duck everything because it's a full range compressor. It's not a multiband. So what I'm saying is, hey, don't detect as much. Like I don't want you to detect anything below 135. All right, let this through as much as possible so it's not triggering the compressor. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Just so it's not triggering it, okay? But it's still compressing full range. It's compressing all the frequencies, okay? And then the Valhalla, okay. Now let's talk about the other parallel processors on this vocal because, you know, rap vocals take a lot sometimes, man. Like if you hear these by themselves, they're pretty boring. So parallel compression, CLA 76. This is the Bluey. Got the Pro Q4, really focusing only on the mid range and taking out, you know, shelving down, not taking out right around 3200, and then taking out some of this stuff here in the mids because I already have a lot of that already, and then giving some drive on the NLS, which gives a nice texture. Like I'll just play the parallel compressor soloed for you.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start those.
Man, it's just like that P comp just like like makes him beastly. And a lot of people might say, no, I don't want the P comp. I don't want that. I want him to be in the mix, you know? But I'm not looking for that. I want him to come on top of the mix and be demanding. And I want him to be just as loud as the 808 and the snare drum, okay? That's what I'm going for in this. So regardless of what you think and your taste in mixing, you do whatever you want to do. And that's why it's hard to make content online, right? Is because I'm showing you what I would do and what I think is cool for the song. And this is my song, right? So I'm showing you what I'm doing. But that doesn't mean that it's what you might do. Use your taste. Oh, no, I like it more in the mix. I'm going to not have the parallel comp on, right?
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on.
Right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing him forward. I'm standing at attention. I'm really wanting that mid-range to be, ooh, like, yeah, here I am, you know? I'm right here, bitch. So now, same thing on the doubles, right? These are just the doubles here. They're just like punctuated doubles.
Bottle, hit the lotto. $1 to borrow, pill to swallow. Tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by.
Pretty cool, cool, cool. All right, and I'm actually going to clean these up. I actually think that to make this rap vocal really dot, 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 like make the phrasing more punctuated, what I would do is come in here and go like this with these spot doubles, like really make them punchy. Because I'll go Control X and I'll chop out all the silence in between. And the reason being is because I want it to be kind of like staggered, you know? I don't want it to be how it is right now where it feels... Like I said, it's not fully mixed. So I'm going to go like that just as a starting point. And what I'd want is these to just be bump, bump, you know, on, off. You know what I'm saying? So that I have more of that punch. And on these, I'll select all of them and I'll go up to my region and you could just do your fade in and out on these as well. So just go to fade in and go like maybe 5 or 6 and then fade out. I like to do a little bit longer, you know? So there you go. And now I have these like on and off. And I do the same thing on this one, right? And we'll go boom, and these are pretty much the same. So some of this will not drag over, right? Boop. And what else did it do here? Yeah, like I don't need any breaths on these. Like I don't need this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want any of that. I don't want any of the headphone bleed on these because I want them to be punchy. So if you want something to be punchy and more staccato, you know, this is an S here, so we'll do that. Go a little bit longer on the fade. And this, boom. I mean, come on, this is fine. We'll go like that. You know, you got to double check your work. Always, like, don't want that. That's a breath. Pretty sure, let me see. Maybe that's an S, actually.
Start low. Start low.
All right, so just go through and kind of like double check your work. Because editing, what you usually want to do with edits is you want to chunk it out and then you want to refine. You don't want to sit there and refine. It'll take you forever and it'll take all your time. And then you'll still have something that's a piece of shit. And then you'll feel bad about yourself. And then you'll just quit making music. And you'll move back in with your mom, your dad. Anyway, so yeah, let's grab all these. Let's fade in and out. Let's go bada bing. Go fade in, fade out, like that. And then ad-libs, same thing I'll probably do, or I'll just put a gate on them if you want to be lazy. You know, I know there's people, why don't you put a gate on them? My favorite thing about like doing this is that there's a million different ways to do it. So if you got a better way, a way you like to do it better, then you do it. But don't ask me why I do something, you know, why not put a gate on it? Why not just gate it? Every time you put out a fucking piece of content, like giving someone recommendation, here's how you strip silence. Just put a fucking gate on it. Okay, put a gate on it. Do it however you want. You should gate it. All right, I digress. All right, so 1176 Chakra, Pro DS. I don't know why I have this. Like, I probably had the chain on and then I threw the telephone plugin on, you know? But I'm using the telephone plugin for these because they're like ad-libs, and it also gives like really cool dimension to everything and makes them sound like ad-libs.
Yeah. Damn. Oh.
Right? Little ad-lib telephone vibe. Same thing on these. I just got this plugin from my guy, so I'm just like, you know, been using it on different stuff, but this is the best use case, I think, for this plugin. It's like just using it on ad-libs, rap ad-libs.
Yeah. Damn. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold, hanging off the wing.
You know, I might not even use all those ad-libs. There's a lot of ad-libs. There's really almost too many, I think. But yeah, that's what I got going on the rap vocals. Now, what I do want to do is get back to my idea. Yeah. So on the 808, I want to control the bass a little bit more. There's so many ways to do this, you guys. So if you don't agree with how I'm going to do it, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care if you agree with how I do things or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just showing you how, like, the most efficient, easy way for me to do something, okay? So I'm going to grab Pro Q4, and I'm going to pay attention to the sub, and I'm probably going to do this in dynamic mode.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start.
Very, very effective for saving a little bit of voltage. So we're negative 32 dB. You could take this up or down as much as you want. Just kind of giving me a little bit. Actually, this is actually a lot deeper. So it's not just negative 32. This is like the gain on this, you know. So I'd actually keep this pretty much at 0. So this is really the gain difference. What, 3, 5, almost 6 dB there. So anytime it's going over the threshold, then it's going to take it down. So dynamically EQing.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to...
Now here's the important part about this. This is the hard part, and maybe why I would use a different tool than the Pro Q4. The Pro Q4 is great for that, fine, but I think a multi-band is going to work better because this is my kick drum. So for example, let's mute the 808.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill.
Right, there's no kick drum. So that has to be where I get my punch from as well. So let's duplicate this. And let's take this 808 and we'll call this the punch. And we'll call this the sub, you know, whatever, doesn't really matter. And we're going to treat these a little bit differently. So on the punch, we're going to use a filter, and maybe even we'll do a little bit of harmonic saturation, distortion for this to give it a little bit of love. Really up to you. But let's try the chakra on this, and let's drive this like all the way. Go boom, 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 hit it real hard. And then let's go to 100% on the total harmonic distortion. And we'll take this down a little bit. Let's just hear this by itself. It's going to be a lot. I know. Don't worry. See how much punch we're getting from that? And now we're getting some harmonics in there and some distortion. So we'll throw the Pro Q4 on here. And then on here, I'm going to just come in and say, where's my... I don't even think I have my my setup here. Default electric guitar start. Yeah, here we go. Bass distortion filter, right? So go in here, bada bang on this bitch. And this is probably pretty cool here. What we're looking for and what we're listening for is the crossover point from where we hear 808 sub to where we hear the punch and the kick drum, if you will, okay? So I'm really looking around like probably 100 hertz to 200, 100 to 300, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's pretty close. And after the chakra, if we want, we can do something like an API, something punchy, you know, just to give us a little bit more of the punch. Use this mainly as a transient shaper more than a compressor, right? So let's go API 2500. I like the UAD version. I think it's better than the Waves version. Sorry, Waves. UAD wins this battle. And then I'll go to default here. I like the drum crush, right? This is a great starting point. And then what I'll do is I'll mess around with the attack. So maybe I want 0.3 or 10, you know, somewhere around here. And we want to hit quite a bit of compression. So at a 4-to-1 or 6-to-1 even. And then we'll go medium on this. You can go hard if you want it to be like really aggressive, but I think medium usually works nice for me, and new feed forward is good for me. And let's hear this. And you might also want to turn on the this does have that, right? Yeah, it has a filter, right? So you got this, like the bypass filter. It's pretty much just keep that on. It's not that big of a deal because it's not going to really get as high as we want it to get, but whatever. And then the release. I think the release is on this one, because it's already really heavy, you probably want it pretty quick. Yeah, I like that. Now let's just, let's go put the Pro Q4 before the API and then also after it. Reason being is because I want to feed the API just this frequency range, okay? So it's going to react completely different. Much better. Okay, so that's just the punch. We're just going to keep that down. And then this is going to be the sub. On here, we're just going to give just the sub on this one. All right, cool. Now let's marry these together at the bass mix bus, which they're already going there, so we're good. Another thing you might want to do, you know, it really depends, but sometimes you'll get some weird latency stuff going on if you don't have the same plugins across the board on these. So what I might do here is do this, like pop the chakra over and the API and make sure it has like the same exact plugins, but you could just bypass them, you know? This is like simply for any sort of like calculations of latency or anything for the plugins. Sometimes that just helps with transients. I've just noticed that before. So like it's weird. I don't know why that is, but sometimes you have like a phasey thing that happens because one of these has more plugins on it, and the delay compensation, you know, like when you go into, for example, where is it? Yeah, compensation here, right? You have off, you have audio and software instrument tracks, or you have all. And I have plugin latency compensation on, right? But sometimes that's not making up for the latency in the plugins. It just doesn't calculate right. So I couldn't tell you why. I'm not a software engineer, but I do use my ears, and I can hear it when it does happen. So just like a precaution, you know, just turn them on, bypass them. So it's doing the same calculation. Even when it's in bypass, it'll calculate the latency and make sure that those are aligned. Just a little tip for you. It happens in Pro Tools more often, I think, than Logic, honestly. Okay, so now we got punch and sub, and then that's going to the bass, okay? So on the bass here, I want to go to this plugin from UAD. It is the Precision. I really like it. It's the Precision multiband. This is actually a really good, useful tool for this idea of like controlling low end and mid range and punch and all that, right? And the reason I like this one is because it does have on each of them, it has compress or expand. So compress, expand, gate, right? So let's go to find a preset for like a, you know, aggressive gate filter. Let's find something for like a kick or an 808, you know. Something simple that's going to set us up. Low boost, small speaker, low end cleanup. Okay, let's try that. All right, so low end cleanup. What is it doing? Here's what you got to see. You got to see each band. You're going to see this is compressing. This band is compressing. This band is compressing. Looks like they're all compressing. Yeah. Okay, but this band you could see also has a little gain up on it. So it has 4 dB gain. This one has 2 dB gain. And then this one has 2 dB gain. So it's compressing, but it's making up for the gain. So let's hear this. I did not put it on the right bus, did I? No, I didn't. All right, so I think I just put it on the Moog bass. It's not where I want it to go. I want it to go to bus 10. So bass here. Yeah, let's create track. So I'm just creating this track so I know where this is at. So this is the bass mix bus. Oops. Bass mix bus. Now we can solo that, and this is all coming into 10. So going out 10, coming into 10. Now we can put this bitch on this. Let's hear this. It's amazing how much that is doing. Like, it's doing too much for sure. Let's hear it in the mix now.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just tipped the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go. Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just tipped the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go. Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just tipped the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling.
Pretty cool, right? Now we can like kind of shape this and move it around. So now you have the punch by itself, right? And that's just like straight punch. And you can also, if you wanted to, make this shorter by using, you know, gain. You could do it manually, you know, go in and gain this down, like where you don't have the tail as long, you know, something like this. Oops. Boop. Like this, right? Where it's just getting the initial attack, right? And then you're getting like, this is more of like a kick drum. You could do that manually, or you could do this with like a transient shaper, transient designer, something right after it. Very simply, like what I would use is just transient shaper, transient master, SPL, whatever, and then just take the sustain down. Like, no need to add more attack. Like, it makes it so much more punchy, right? And if you wanted to also, you could go with something that's a little more heavy-handed than chakra. Like one of my favorites for this kind of idea would be like harmonic analog saturation, this soft tubes one. This is a really cool distortion algorithm because you have a bunch of different tones here. But if you take the dynamics all the way down, you're going to get a shit ton of drive. And you can just drive it like crazy. And then you could also use the filter in this if you wanted to, rather than adding an additional plugin. I just like the Pro Q4 because I think it's really clean and you can see it visually and everything. That really kind of helps. So that's kind of like distort, filter, get your punch, you know, and compress and kind of transient shape. And then again, focus on just what you want on that output there. You don't necessarily need this second EQ, but without it, you'll start to hear stuff creep in because of the harmonics that happen, even with the API. And then the transient shaper to add even less of the sustain, so it's all punch, you know? And yeah, let me just show you what this sounds like with the harmonic. Like, that really starts to give a vibe to this kick. And maybe that's not what you want, but, you know, maybe it is. Maybe you want more aggression, you know, and you want it to be a different sound than just like a punchy kick. Now that band in this processor is your volume for that mid-range of the kick drum. So you can just, you know, or you can doom, doom, doom. So something you could do here is automate this gain up and down for different sections of the song to give you a little bit of a different vibe. So for example, maybe when the rap comes in, this happens and this gets more aggressive, you know, but when I'm singing, it's much more smooth 808 style, right? So this is a great way to just kind of like give you a different feeling for a different section of the song. And that just plays into arrangement, you know? For example, when I go into here, I hit automation and I just go to the actual, oh, I'm on the wrong channel. Oops. I keep doing that. What's wrong with me? Okay, so here we go. You go automation, go here, go to the, this guy, and then you could go find the mid-range gain or whatever it is, right? So I think it's like, yeah, high mid gain. You know, you have all these different bands. I don't know what they're called. This is probably the mid. So you got low, Yeah, low frequency, low mid frequency, mid frequency. So the mid frequency gain is what you're looking for. And you just go into this guy and go to Elimino P, go to mid frequency gain. Where are you? Here we go, mid gain. So that right there, you can automate up just during the rap verse, right? So here's the rap verse. And we'll go like find the, I think it's already kind of, there you go. Like that. And then we'll go here and we'll go boom. And then we'll just bring that up, right? And you can see that guy. But again, like just listen and put it in.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on when I...
You know, maybe you want it opposite. Maybe you want the high kind of distortion, the mid distortion to happen with the singing. And then you want it to get real smooth and big, sub bass heavy with the rap. It's really up to you. But I think it sounds cool with this kind of peaked out just a touch. Just kind of gives it a little bit of a different edge when the rap vocal comes in. And then, of course, like other things I want to control are the rap vocal and the clashing that's going on with the instruments, especially the guitars, right? Because the guitars have a lot of high range, high end in them that are getting right on top of that vocal. So what I'll do here is, first of all, just kind of clean this edit up, give myself a little fade there. And then I'm going to go to my guitar mix bus here. And your easiest way to do this, and I think most people would do it this way, is go to the track spacer and then put that on the guitar mix bus or any other like instrument that you think needs to make room and space for your vocal, and then just give it the sidechain of your vocal, right? So go to the audio and go to rap vocal or concept or whatever. I think it's under concept or lead rap vocal. Yeah, concept chain rap lead, right? So there you go. And then on the side chain, typically with a rap vocal, I want to attack pretty fast, like really damn fast, and release pretty fast as well. Because you don't want to hear it. You know, you just want to make space for the vocal. So now on the side chain, I'll usually do, like I'll start bringing it up until I hear it, and then I'll bring it back down. So that's kind of the way I work on it.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the...
And a really fun thing to do is put this in mid-side, right? So now you're only affecting the middle of the stereo image. So the vocal that's like the lead vocal can duck out the middle of those guitars, but the guitars can still be wide and they're not going ducking, you know what I'm saying? So that's really, I mean, that's another great way to do it. It's all up to you, like how you want to do it, but this is how I do it.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to...
Okay, and I can tell that this is only ducking on the ad-libs, so I probably have the wrong sidechain. So let's go up here and go to the lead vocal on the rap, and concept lead rap is what this one's called. So let's go here and go to concept lead rap. So this says chain rap lead, which is not right. So we need to find the concept lead rap. Always love. Oh yeah, another thing you can actually do is just type in, I forgot this existed. Right? Bam. Love that in the update of Logic, man. Like fucking took way too long to do that, but like being able to search sidechains and everything else, save your life.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up.
You hear like now the guitars are just like getting demolished and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound good, you know? So you got to be really, really light with this. I think a lot of people overdo this and you don't realize how many artifacts happen with this. So A being between left and right and mid side with this cranked, listen to this.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up.
Right? It's like the guitars are like sound like shit, right? So you do not want to overdo this. And the reason I'm doing the mid side is because when you have this up, you can hear it, like the tops of the guitar start to come back out on the sides. But I typically will find this around like 5% and I'm good, bro. Like it doesn't take much. You know what I mean? It's very, very heavy handed. And then if you want, you can leave the top for the guitars, right? Like the vocal, especially with rap vocals, maybe up to 5K, you know what I'm saying? And then everything else you could just kind of let take over. Like let the guitars spank up at 6K. It's fine. You don't need the vocal doing that. Usually that's just sibilance.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard.
Really hard. I don't think this is actually even working, to be honest with you. But you know, maybe with more sustained instruments, this would work better. So maybe if you needed to make room on the synth bus, you would use this. I wouldn't use this on the guitars. The guitars just need to probably be put out into the sides a little bit more, and maybe a little bit of that high end that's stepping on the vocals just tucked down with some EQ. You know, I don't like when I hear engineers, producers doing these kind of like one trick pony kind of things, because it's not how it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. I want you guys to understand that though. Like you have to think critically. You can't think if I show you exactly how this rap vocal chain is set up, that if you just copy every single setting that it's going to sound good on your rap vocal. If you think that way, it's not that you're dumb or anything. It's that you're not understanding how complex and how situational things are. Okay? Your vocal could be recorded super bad and have like too much top end and too much low end or too much mids, or, you know, there's so many things that could be so different, which could affect how hard it's hitting this compressor and how much it's choking down. And you really do have to learn to use your ears and hear things, because nobody can teach you that. I won't be able to ever teach you that. I won't be able to teach you how to use your ears and to understand what you're even listening for in a mix. Okay. So you have to spend time training your ears. Listen to the things you really like and try to get to that, you know? And man, that took like, for me, like over a decade, like trying to like figure out how do they get that sound? How do they get that vocal to sound that way? You know, and then doing it on my own and mixing and recording and mixing and producing and recording and just keep trying different things and going, no, that's not it. That's not it. You know? And obviously like this is a great way to get a little bit ahead, is like watch these live streams, and, you know, tutorials and things like that are going to always help, but you have to put in the practice, because you can hear like that's just not working. And typically this idea of ducking, you know, and making room for a vocal on things that are super transient heavy, like these guitars, because they're super transient heavy, you know, ding, 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 ding. Like they're just very pokey and lots of transients. And when you start killing the transients, that's where you hear the artifacts. That's where you hear the guitar sounding really shitty.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the phones, I get scared.
It just makes the guitar sound like absolute shit, no matter what. So take that off. Fuck it. That does not work. So on the guitar mix bus, let's try something different, shall we? Right. So on this part, especially for the vocals, when they come in, rap vocals, we have the Pro Q4, right? Now check this out.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow.
Okay, I'm showing you this because I want you to see it. This is right here. All the information on the guitar is right here, right? And that is where the vocal is going to be really hitting, like in that 3K area. That's like where his spit is, you know? And then right here is where his vocal is, like the actual intelligibility, vocal, middle of the vocal is right here, okay? So all of this right here needs to be treated somehow. And all you have to do to make sure you don't have as many artifacts as like doing what we were doing with the dynamic EQing is do a standard EQ in mid-side. Okay, that's the trick. So we'll just go here and we can go to stereo placement and go to mid. And then we'll just take that little poke out of there, and then we'll take that poke out of here. And that 1200 area is really where I have his vocal really kind of focused. And just get that out of the middle of the guitar.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard.
All right, now we can put some body or some spank in the guitars in the side. So we push them out. We're pushing them out. We're not adding. You can't think of like mid-side EQ as like just adding a frequency in the sides or the middle. That's not how it works, because it shifts time and perception of space and of width and of depth and of everything, okay? Because you are shifting phase. That's how an EQ works, no matter what you do. Even if you're like, dude, I was in linear phase, bro. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, this is still going to shift phase. That's what an EQ does. It always will. If you're in linear phase, you'll have other things like pre-ringing and weirdness in the low end and all that other shit. But it really depends. It depends on how you're using it. And I'm not going to use a blanket statement like that. Like, it's just, it all depends. But what I'm doing is just very lightly, like, give it a dB and a half. That's it. 2 dB. Okay, now the vocal can just 2 dB. 2 dB is a lot, you guys. 3 dB is what we perceive as doubling in volume, by the way. So if I add 3 dB to something, that is a doubling in volume in our perception, right? So if I add 3 dB to the vocal, it's doubling the volume. And that's like something a lot of people don't understand either. It's like, oh shit, that's the perception of doubling in volume, 3 dB, a boost or a cut. So if I take down 2 dB, I'm almost like in the territory of doubling the volume. So I'm double. I don't know if it works like that with cutting, so don't quote me on that, but definitely on boosting. But now let's go into the sides here. And also, remember we put like a 115 kind of boost on the vocal. Let's make sure we make some room for that.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose but don't let my arm go. Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1.
Whoa, something weird just happened with my UAD plugins. Like, fuck you. I hate you. All right, so real subtle, right? But let's A-B it.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now
Oh yeah, my UAD plugins just like took a shit. It's probably that API or something on the 808 here. Yeah, UAD here. This bitch just got disabled randomly. Fucking hell. Let's see what we got going on. UA meter. No clue. No clue. All right, well, let's save this. Let's go here and go to save. We'll go 808 or 808. Call bass mix bus. Boom. Bass mix bus control. All right, now let's try to reinstantate it. I don't know, it just took a shit on me. Boop, boop, boop. All right, back to A-Bing the guitars here. All right, A-B, simple EQ move. Nothing tricky, no soothe to, no, you know, random, like, you just automated, bro. If you just put that on, it'll do everything, right? Check it out.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold, hanging off the wing going.
I mean, to me, dude, that is like night and day, you know? In the headphones even, what I hear is the guitar, it's not as spanky, which is unfortunate because it's like, oh, you kind of lose that. Like you're like, but I kind of liked how spanky the guitars were, you know? But you're kind of like giving up something that's not as important as the other thing. I think that's kind of how I sum up mixing in general, you know? You just kind of like are constantly, it's constantly like, okay, what's more important here? You know? What's more important is the vocal. Yeah. And what the rapper is saying. All right, cool. So the guitars are secondary. Got it. Sounds good. All right. Well, you got an audio guy here. He's telling you guys, what key decibel relationships plus 3 dB doubled sound power energy plus 6 dB doubled sound pressure octave roughly doubled. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. He's got the answer for you guys. I think he's jumping on ChatGPT. He says misconception about doubling in volume and perception of loudness. I think there's probably a lot more to it, Robert. You know, obviously there's frequency, you know, there's the Fletcher-Munson curve. There's a shit ton of things that are probably going into the perception of loudness. But in general, when you're adding 3 dB of gain, it is perceiving it as twice as loud. That's just what the concept is. Like, for example, if I did that in the low end, you'd be like, no, that's not true, right? Of course not. So it's probably very frequency specific. Like if I did that, if I added 3 dB of 2K, I guarantee you, Robert, that whatever you're saying here is going to be completely misguided. Because if I give you 3 dB more of 2K in this mix, you're going to perceive it like whatever I add that 2 dB or that 3 dB of 2K to, you're going to perceive it as much louder because that's our ears. That's our physiology, you know? It's like our ear hears and perceives certain frequencies as louder. It's just the way it works. All right, that's because a baby cries. That's why sirens are, you know, made in that 2K area. You know, and so we're 100% clear. I have a degree in sound, you know, like I studied sound. I've tuned probably 50, 60 rooms, studio rooms. Yeah, there's a lot more to it, of course, but I'm just giving you a general like idea of when you add 3 dB to something, especially in the mid range, it's going to perceive it as much, much louder. It may not be perceived as double as loud, but pretty close. Pretty close. And depending on the frequency, it always depends on the frequency, because if you simply wanted to just chat GPT and Google shit, you could check out the Fletcher-Munson curve, right? And you could just see and understand perception of loudness right here. So this has everything to do with how loud the sound pressure level is and how we perceive those different frequencies, right? So right here is where we perceive the loudest stuff. So 1K right here, and this is probably what, 2, 3K right here, right? So we're always going to perceive that as louder. So no matter what, if you add that gain there, you're going to be like, holy shit, that's so loud, right? So yeah, there's a lot more to it, 100%. And I'm sorry if I generalized something. That's not what I was intending to do. Just giving people some guidelines for loudness. All right. So, and understanding that, like, when you do, this is the key thing that I want you to take away from it, is not the perfect scientific answer to this, because that would take me writing you a thesis. What I'm trying to get across here is taking out 1.9 dB of something is a big deal. Okay. A lot of people don't think that that's a big deal. And in mixing and mastering, and as we get to the finalized part of this mix, taking out 2 dB is a big deal. It's a very, very big deal, especially with all the gain structure and staging going on with the master bus and compression and limiting and saturation and harmonics and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is a big deal. Okay. This bump, of 0.7 dB is very audible. Okay. So if I took this up to the 2K area here, right, and I brought this up 3 dB in the middle, you'd perceive it as probably about twice as loud. Okay. That's my point. It's very frequency dependent. You're right, though. Okay. And let's go to 500 again. And I really like putting 500 into guitars in the sides. Like, that's a really cool thing for me because I think it like thickens up the guitars and the body. And I'm talking electric guitars because that doesn't always work with acoustic guitars unless you want like a really warm acoustic guitar. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of go into the master bus and start treating that a little bit more because I think we have our overall shaping pretty good here. Okay, so let's go to our master. This is, here we go, master augs. Okay, so on the master augs, I don't have anything going on besides the God particle. So Pro Q4 is just on. Nothing's going on here. And then I have the God particle. That's it. Like, this is doing everything. You got 7 dB here, but you have 4 dB coming in. So you're only doing 3 dB, right? 3 dB of limiting, of gain, really limiting. But when you input, output, this is just like the difference here. I'll show you this gain, the gain management structure here.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have.
All right, so on our hardest part, we're going about -3 here, right? And you can see the left and right are a little bit different. And I don't like that. That kind of like is like, oh, I don't like that. That means I'm not doing my job very well. I'm being lazy and sloppy. And the master bus has a lot still to be like worked on, but -0.9 on the left and -3.1 on the right coming in. Okay. And then you can see obviously the limiter is going to be stereo. So it's just going to even all that out at the end. Right. Important note is this is not just an EQ here on the God particle, right? A lot of people think it is. But if you see over here, this is actually compression and it's like a push-pull, you know, this idea. And what we got going on here are actually just Jason Joshua's targets, right? So if he's mixing something, these are the targets for what he's mixing. Here's where the low end should be. Here's where the high end, or here's where the mids, here's where the high end should hit within these boxes. That's his target curve. That doesn't mean it needs to be yours, okay? But when I do this, watch what happens on the bands. And look, pay attention to the negatives that are happening because this is compression and this is a push and pull. So check it out.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill.
So you see, if I take that mid down, it's not just EQ, it's literally like not compressing it as much. So now we're going to -2.7 dB of gain reduction. So if you want your vocals to be more open in the mid range, you sometimes want to back off on this, not to be less mid range, but to not compress as hard. So it's a push and pull kind of idea. And I think of like these all working together, you know, like the harmonics here working together with this for the push and pull, working together with this, the final adaptive limiter. So I really like this plugin because it's really musical and I've just gotten really used to the sound of it. People complain about it all the time. Oh, the limiter on it is trash. I don't know who came up with that. I fuck with the limiter on this one. You know, I don't know if like everybody watched the same reel or YouTube video of some guy saying, you know, hating on the limiter on this. I really don't give a fuck, you know? If I hear something and I go, I like that, I'm going to use it. And I think the complaint that people have about the limiter is that it takes away transients. And I'm like, give me a fucking break. Your mix is shit then. If you're like using this and you're going, my transients just died, like, then you need to go back on your mix. Like your mix, and you killed the transients in your mix, not on the master. Not because you're using a specific limiter on the master. And also, I think I also like this limiter because it is really warm. It feels really fat and full, you know? So listen to what happens with the mid as I push into the multiband.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part.
I mean, it sounds fucking good. I really like the mid-range pushed on this. It feels full. You know, the mid-range on this really feels great. But yeah, if you guys have any questions so far, let me know. I'm going to keep going on the master bus though. I haven't done a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? There's plenty left to do on this. So I think I'm just talking a lot. Hey man, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. All right, what else you got? Just to clarify further, perceived loudness is not linear in that it is more apparent in different frequencies. Yeah, 100%. Perceived loudness. That is the key. The perception of loudness. No gold clip. Yeah, we're going to hit some gold clip. I think this definitely calls for some gold clip. I love gold clip, dude. That's my jam. Have you used Can Opener Studio? That's like Good Hertz? I haven't used it, but you know, I'm really digging these Sonys. Like, I've been using these Sonys a lot. And I think it's because I can tell on these Sonys, they're open back. Like, I can hear the space and the room and the dimension really well in them. But also I can hear when the low end is clipping, like instantly. I can tell when there's too much low end. And I think that that's a really good thing, because sometimes on my Dutch and Dutch, like, I love that. I love when the low end is clipping, you know, it just sounds so musical and it's like, oh, fuck yeah, you know. But I feel like when you're mixing and you're getting into critical stuff, working off the headphones and then going back and forth to the Dutch and Dutch work really well for me. But these Sonys are great for this. I'm listening mainly to the mids and the low end on these Sonys though. I'm not really listening to like the high top stuff or anything like that. Although they are good on the high end as well. I'm actually very, very impressed by these. And there's no sponsorship. They don't pay me to talk about these at all. Just so you guys are aware, like, I get nothing for talking about these. They're the Sony like open back vibes, MV something or others. But I'm actually, because I just reminded myself, I should probably switch to speakers and start listening on the Dutch and Dutch, because now I'm getting into the point where I really do want to get it to feel right. So now, okay, now because of this like left-right weirdness going on, you really want to find the culprit on your mix. You don't want to find that on your master bus. So more than likely it's a synth or a guitar or something like spanking harder on the left. And the way we can find that usually is by going to the mix buses, right? So you have the guitar, this is the guitar mix bus, and we can just throw an inside on here. I just want you to see this because I want you to understand how to find those issues before just like hitting the limiter, hitting the compression, hitting the saturation on the master bus. Because when you're doing that, it's too late, you know? Like, you're trying to put a Band-Aid on something that you didn't fix in the actual mix. So let's look at this here on the guitars.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow a hard.
Right, so definitely not the culprit. The guitars, that's not the issue. Like, you can see they're very, very balanced. Let's go to the drum mix bus, right? So here's the Orion on the drum mix bus. And this is doing some 1K boost, it looks like, quite a bit. And then 3K. And then I got all this stuff going on. There's a lot going on this, actually. Like, if I take this off, you guys will be like, oh man, where'd your drums go? Where'd your fucking drums go, bro? All right, so here, let's get all the drums together, actually, so I'm not like losing my mind here. All right, drum mix bus. So drum mix bus goes to the all drum bus. So let's put inside on the all drum bus.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it.
All right, nothing really crazy there. I don't see it happening. Let's go to synths. Keys mix bus. Let's see if these are all going to, yep. So these are all the keys mix bus here. Let's throw inside on this bish. Just looking and listening.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow a hard pill to swallow.
So it's pretty obvious that that is actually hanging more right, which is fine, but I feel like it's probably the vocals that are pretty imbalanced. But it also makes me think, what's going on with this, Is this doing something weird to the left and right channel? Right? What's happening? I wouldn't think so. I'd hope not.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow.
Absolutely not. So it's going to be in the vocals, and I'd imagine it's like the ad-libs that are coming in on the left or something, so it's not that big of a deal. But let's go to the rap vox and check this out and see what we got going on here.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the phones, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about any of these issues here. Nothing really crazy. So vocals, we checked everything. We checked synths, we checked guitars, we checked drums. Nothing really crazy. I'm not really going to worry about it too much on those meters coming in. What I'm going to do though is hit it with some compression, just a little bit of light compression on the master bus. And for the master bus, I usually like the Manly variable mu. This is like one of my go-tos on master bus, just because I really like the harmonics of it and what it does to the mids, the high mids. And I usually start with if you go to artist, Phil Tan, and I start with this master mix bus. And this is because I like the settings like right away. It's very, very light. So you're pushing the input a little bit, pushing the output a little bit, and then the threshold, I'll start at max and I'll bring it down, and the attack is pretty slow, like it's very slow. And then I might blend it in dry wet, but what I'm going to start with, and I also might mess around with the recovery. The release on this, I might go fast, I might go one notch before fast. It really depends. Fast is going to keep it open and really loud, but sometimes I like this to glue a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to work on basically taking the output down and driving the input a little bit. And then we're going to try to get this to just tickle the needle.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the phones, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose but don't let my arm go.
Yeah, that's pretty much doing what I wanted to do. Nothing crazy. This has the high pass on, so let's try it flat.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the phones, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy.
I don't like how hard the low end is hitting this. And that's kind of like a direct reflection to me of like coming in too hot on the low end. But it's also kind of like, you know, you almost want to do it for the culture kind of vibe, like keep the low end big and boomy. But that's why I always have this Pro Q4 right here at the beginning. And I'll put this on linear phase and usually on high or very high. It really depends. But on this, I might just tame a little bit of that low end so that I could push a little bit further into this. And you could also use this headroom. So you can take the headroom up and down on this little guy if you wanted to do it that way, but you're going to change the tonality of what this compressor does. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of see if we can tame out just a touch of the low stuff here.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the phones, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose but don't let my arm go. Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging up the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go. Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go. Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared.
She's spending the money, keep them calling, making them all think.
All right, so I want to take this, automate this back down during the singing parts. That's the first thing. But also, never solo that out and think, oh, it's clipping. Oh, my shit's all fucked up. Because you would be completely wrong, right? Because this is a sub and a punch and an 808 going to a multiband compressor, which is then feeding another, you know, limiter, compressor, limiter, etc. Like there's so many things it's going to that if you solo that out, of course it's going to be clipping, right? So if you start to solo shit like this out in your mix and start to gain this down until you don't hear it clipping or adding any distortion, you're going to be fucked because you're going to hear that so much louder because your master bus and everything that's going on. And you're not feeding your master bus complex waveform now. You're just feeding it straight up 808. So you're basically trying to mix and master an 808. And that's way different than mixing and mastering a full song, right? So just be careful of that because a lot of people do that and that's how they fuck up their mix because they don't understand gain staging that way. They start to go, oh, I need to take this 808 down and this sub down. And then they start taking it down and carving it and using EQ and doing all the shit on them on the 808. And then they go to put everything back in. And because the complex waveform is now, again, hitting the manly and the God particle and whatever else you have on your master bus. See, you can even see it. It went over on soloing just the 808, right? Then you get these different gain stages going on. Like it's a different gain stage. Now you're just feeding it just the 808. So it's not getting the complex information. So don't do that. But yeah, it's definitely too much on the 808 on the mid-range. So let's go back into the bass mix bus, I think is where we put it. Is that where we did it? Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure, man. Boop, boop, boop. You would see it down here, actually, if it was actually reading it. Maybe I didn't actually write that. Now I'm tripping. Did I? Did I not? UAD, mid-range, mid-gain. Let's see. Yeah, I thought I had written it, but I guess I did not. Or maybe it's just not on read anymore. Who fucking knows? I don't know. I've been talking so much like I just like am doing random shit. But okay, since I didn't do that, let's just bring this down again. That's all I'm going to do. Yeah, much better. Not as pushed in that mid-range area. And also, if you want, you can go like this, go here, and then solo this out, right? So if I go here and I solo it, this guy, we can hear exactly where it's landing. That's so dope. I love that. I think that's such a cool range to mess with. So that is cool. On the release, I'm going to go a little faster. And then also on the attack. Where's the attack here? Yeah. On the attack, we want to attack a little bit faster as well. Oh, okay. Those are in microseconds. So let's go to milliseconds and actually attack slower. Somewhere around there. Wow, okay, so I see what's happening. So basically, when the Moog bass comes in, it's like, whoa, that's way too much, right? So this is the idea right here. This bish, this is the culprit that I'm hearing. That hoe. So that's not really, that shouldn't even be like really a bass thing. I was just thinking of that as like a hit, like a stab. So what I'm going to try and do here is just give it, let's go to like the 910, the dual harmonizer, and just give it some like chorusing or something, something kind of vibey, you know, because I want this to get out of the middle. So let's go like drunk chords. That's fun. Yeah, that's a vibe right there. I like that. Right, and then on this way the low end kind of spreads a little bit more and it's not so focused when it hits this punch, and then these stack on top of each other and go crazy. Another thing for this hit specifically, what we could do, actually what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take this down on this hit and let the Moog take over. Just so it kind of has like that vibe, like it's like, oh, that was cool. What the fuck was that? You know, just a little different tonality and texture that happens just on those hits. So I'm gonna go like that and just gain these down and see, listen to what that does to this. What happened? Did I not get that one? I didn't get you, baby. Sorry. Sorry, baby. All right, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, let's go up a little bit. Like this vibe. Now, let's hear this. That's a big sub. I like that. That shit's fucking sick. So on this one, because it is starting to kind of get a little grimy, and that's fine. I might want to just like find where it's just hitting the sub on this one. That was tight as fuck, huh? So now this H910 dual, let's follow this with like just a little true verb and just give it a little bit of space in the back a little bit. Okay, nothing crazy. I'm not going to go crazy with this, but we'll go room size full on, and distance will kind of like go like, you know, beyond the room, if you will. Take the reverb down, take the early reflections down, and just let this like sit in the back a little bit more. Massive, dude. That just makes it so massive. Now let's hear it in the mix. All right, let me see. This Moog stab is a little bit lighter. I want to let this hit again a little bit more. Let it kind of get the same power as these guys are. And then let's take this one down a little bit. you know, make sure we're staying at the same level so we're not running into that gain management problem where it's pinning it out again. Another thing you can do on these big sub hits as well is just bring down the volume of them just when they first come in, right? So go boom like this and let the Moog take over whatever this is, the initial attack of it. So we can kind of go like that, right? And that'll give you a lot of headroom for those hits so that you're not kind of like choking everything out when that does happen. Yeah, it doesn't take much, but you know, because we have like a vocal going on, and we got a kick, and we got a Moog, and we got the 808 punch. Sorry, not a kick, but the 808 punch and the 808 sub. All that's hitting on the downbeat, and then you have a guitar pluck coming in on the downbeat. You have so many things hitting on that downbeat, right? All these things, they start to stack up, and they will, you know, and then these things are kind of like coming into the downbeat as well. Like you have all of this kind of information all hitting on this downbeat, and that can cause, you know, the Prince synth, the keys all hitting on the downbeat, the vocal, you know, you want to make sure that you have headroom there on those hits. And I would just go in and like mess with all of those hits, but I'm not going to do that on this stream because that would be boring as fuck. All right, so let's listen and start to work the master bus again, okay? So since we got that kind of managed a little bit more, and let's work on this, like let's bring this back up. What I was trying to do here, just so you guys know, is I was listening for the low like sub stuff, but then I also didn't want to get, I'm not sure I want to tame out the 200 of the snare, because that punch of the snare is like really a big part of the song. I actually don't mind it taming a little bit of that, like not much, but you know, I don't want it to like choke that out. I still want that to be dynamic and punchy. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end up right there for now on that. And then on the, let's go back to this. Let's handle this manly and really get this working for us. Yeah, that's great. I'm loving what the manly's doing. So adding some harmonics, pushing the high mids a little bit. You know, I just always love the sound of the manly on the master bus. And then of course, like the God particle, we are not feeding it correctly. I don't think yet, but we'll move it down the chain a couple. And next thing I want to do is I want to just open up the mix a little bit. And I get a little bit hesitant to use this plugin sometimes, but I do like it, and I do think that it's very effective. But if I'm not going to use this next plugin, I'll use the BX Digital V3 EQ in mid-side mode. But I'm going to give this a shot to start. The problem I sometimes have with the Gold Foss on the master is that it will dynamically be EQing and resonant suppressing stuff, and sometimes mess with the transients too much to the point where they get kind of smeared, and I don't like that part of it. But if you're if you're able to dial this in, it can do wonders. It can really open up your mix, and it can make it feel much more separated with very minimal effort, which is what I like about it. So if I go here, I'll go up to about 15, 16K. All right. I won't touch anything up here because I don't like the way that it's going to boost it up. On this boost here, because this song has so much low end on the sub and it doesn't really have too much high end, I am going to use this boost, but not much. I'm going to go maybe 1.5 or so. And I usually find like that's kind of the sweet spot for this boost for a little smiley face curve, right? And then on the bottom here, this is where you can leave it open and make it really big, or you can bring it up to like 40 hertz or so and leave the sub alone. Okay. So I'm going to tame first, and then I'm going to recover, and we're going to be about 10 to 15 here on tame and recover. So check it out.
Shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start though. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go.
Definitely opening it up, right? So I like it. I think it's cool. Now, right after this, I want to give more control, and that's really usually where the gold clip will come in and just kind of, you know, control everything before, like a pre-chew, if you will. It's like a pre-chew to the God particle. And this is how you get records really fucking loud. Like, let's be real. This is where like the loudness wars get conquered. You just absolutely dominate the loudness wars. But also where I really like this alchemy, because it'll smooth out anything that's like on the top that's really brittle. Typically after the God particle, I might do a little bit of soothe too, to just kind of clean up anything that like this starts to add. Like sometimes it's too many harmonics, you know, too much distortion, etc. But this mix is something I need to ship pretty quick. So I'm not able to really finesse it. It's not, this is my song. It's not like a client piece of work where I really can finesse it. I just don't have time on this one. But if I was going to really finesse it, I'd go back on the actual individual instruments and elements, not try to fix everything on the master bus. Okay. So like, for example, like when you're using gold clip and then you're putting a soothe 2 on after the gold clip, it's usually because you're like putting a band-aid on something, right? That you could probably fix on either a subgroup, you know, like a subgroup vocal mix bus, or a subgroup drum bus, or the synths, or the vocals need a little bit more love. You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily want to be doing that on the master bus too much. So for a preliminary thing, I might go to the vocal mix bus, and right after the Pro Q3, throw a Soothe 2 on there and just give it this low mid cleanup, or give it some sort of like harsh vocal preset sort of thing on vocals, right? So like harsh vocal start is really good. Clean up a little vocal harshness, DS, and that's that sort of thing. You know, I really like some of these presets, and you can see where they're really focusing. And these are frequencies that I really don't like especially in vocals. 2.2, 2.3, those are like where my ear rings. So, and everybody here is different. Remember that. as well. Like you might love 2.2K. You're like, no, I love that, bro. That's fucking amazing. You know, but for me, it's like, oh, damn, that's where like, nah, that's where the fucking harsh hurt my ear type shit happens, you know? So I'm going to put this on and we're going to listen and just smooth out the vocals before we hit the master bus.
Shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the phone.
And what I just realized, like a dumbass, is I was tweaking something, like I was tweaking the wrong thing right there. I was looking for the rap vocal chain here, right? And this is like what I want to put on the Soothe 2 here. So I was actually trying to tweak the lead vocal there, just by the way. I think there's a little bit too much sparkle on it. Maybe just like a little heavier on the de-essing on this here. Let's go here and, oh, maybe I was tweaking the right thing. I didn't feel like I was. I just don't want as much sparkle.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's great. I like that. Now let's go here. And when these instruments start hitting really hard, the like here, I think we need to figure this out for sure.
Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on.
You know, vocal kind of gets ducked there, so we probably want to figure out those keys. Just notes, you know, and I'm going to go like here, and I'm going to go... you know, mix notes, get keys out of way of rap vocal on hits on lick. Cool. Boom. Just know that I need to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now going back to the rap vocal here. I want to hit this Soothe 2 rap vocal mix here and just hit it with... something that's going to kind of clean up the tops, okay? Take the edge off. That sounds like what I'm looking for here. Yeah, okay. This could work nicely. Let's hear it.
Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large. Sweat on the skin.
Yeah, see, this just kind of smooths out and pockets up the vocal a little bit. You know, it's not anything super crazy, but it's also very transparent, which I like, and that's what I'm into.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask.
I don't know why, but I really want to compress this harder. This lead rap vox. I'm getting that vibe in my head. I'm like, ooh, I want that to be so solid, you know? Something punchy, like a VCA kind of comp, you know? And like tight and punchy. And you know what? Maybe it's just I need to take this to 4-1. Let's try that.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a.
Yeah, I think that's doing it for me. Maybe if anything, I'd throw like a multi-band on there or something, just to get his vocal to like tighten up a little bit. But I like it. I think it sounds cool. Let's just try it. Fucking hell, man. All right, VCA, something like comp VCA. Let's try this. This might be too much actually. If this is what I think it is, yeah, it's totally what I think it is. Too much, baby. All right, let's go to Plugin Alliance here. And go to the Vertigo VSC2. Yes, I believe that is it. That is it. A quad discrete VCA compressor. You know, also like a CL1B could be really good. Something like real transparent, you know, fast and punchy. But I think this, just to top it off with like, you know, a little ooh, no way, dude. And that's like exactly opposite of what I would want on this vocal and OTT. Not at all the sound I'm going for. If you're looking for like crispy rap vocals, that's like opposite of what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to do here is make it punchy. You know, API style type shit. Let's go to 90 on this, on the sidechain filter here. And then let's go to release. We'll try auto. And then on the attack, we'll go pretty punchy, like 10 milliseconds. Yeah. And then let's just try this. Just give it a little touch.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large glass frame. Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking.
Yeah, now he sounded like a fucking star. Now it's unfortunate that I want to like hit all of these vocals with that VCA comp. Oh my god. I just want to tighten them up. I just want them all super tight and punchy, you know? Just go boom. Let's just see if this works on these doubles. Because the doubles feel like too loose to me still. Like they don't say, you know? I want them to be like, dum dum, da 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 dum dum.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kick. For $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now, wound up and hit it with a large glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard.
All right, so we're starting to get this, starting to shape up. Gold clip, just doing really, really light clipping on the tops of the peaks of the snare drum pretty much. Classic, we have on this basically just a high pass filter, so it's not clipping out on the 808, which I don't know if I like that or not. I'm just kind of playing around with that. Pristine on the oversampling. Sounds great to me. A little bit of gold. We could push a little bit more. I just feel like things are getting a little bit too chunky. So as I kind of like move, I'm going to probably like adjust, if that makes sense. I'll find like all the parts that are kind of too chunky. I feel like I'm off on this 437. I feel like it's more down here, like in the 300 area. I'm not really sure. I'm just listening and kind of, you know, trying to lock in the, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that's kind of where we're at. 2 hours and 24 minutes streaming. You guys, if you're not hitting that thumbs up, if you're not showing love, I don't know what you're doing. I'm just like sitting here mixing with you guys, sharing game. If you want to support the channel, subscribe, hit a super chat, buy me a coffee, do something, man. I just spent 2 hours and 24 minutes with you guys. You know, just show some love, show some respect for all this. You know what I mean? I don't have to do this. I don't have to share any of this with you at all. I could just be blasting this out within an hour or so and, you know, not talking about it on live. But here we are. And when the song comes out, y'all will have to, you'll have to go stream it up, you know, show some love on it. But let's go back to and just get the last, like, you know, 5 minutes here. I want to just spend some time tweaking this master bus and getting it to really lock in right, because it's not locked in right. It's like too chunky, and it's not locked in. It's not dialed. So after the gold clip, first of all, let's try to get the gold clip to give us more of what we want.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle, feel like I just...
All right, so I'm feeling like the vocals, the rap vocals are getting loud just on that part when they first come in. But then when the other instruments come in, they start to step on the vocals, you know, especially with this hit part. So we'll have to kind of automate the vocals, and that's pretty typical of any mix, I think. I'm not going to do that on the live, but I'm going to make a note here to just automate vocal, rap vocals when they come in. Automate rap vox as they come in, and when the licks come in. So I kind of already have that get keys out of the way, which is kind of part of that, but yeah, we're going to do that. And I know my video is acting up, so sorry about that. Just getting weird. Camera's tripping out, tripping balls. It's on acid or some shit. Doing a bunch of mushrooms. On your bass. What are you using saturation on the bass? For the 808, there is the... Let's see. I have the harmonics plugin, the Soft Tube. Soft Tube's harmonic analog saturator. And yeah, that's doing all the work, really, on that punch. But yeah, let's get back to this master bus. I want to clean it up still. Let's try on the master bus right after the gold clip. We'll do the V3, the BX digital. I think this is kind of our ticket here. We're going to put this in mid-side mode, which is going to be just mid-side mastering start. I'm going to level all this out. I don't want any of this on, no shifting. But we're going to play some cleanup here on the mid and side, and we're also going to widen it out a little bit.
Shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all. Some hard things to park though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy.
Man, I love that sub bass is fucking sick, right? Like, that's big. That's big energy, baby boys. All right, I'm gonna be mixing until like probably 1 in the morning today. I got so many more to do. So basically, I'm gonna just kind of clean up a little bit of the sides and the middle here. And what I'm really looking for is just trying to bring clarity and separation to the mix. Even though there's very few elements, the elements that do come in, like when you get the synths and the guitars, I want those to speak right. And I don't want them to be all cluttered, you know? Because right now they feel a little bit cluttered because the 808 needs to stay big. Like, I do not want to make the 808 smaller, you know? That is kind of the key, and it's a really, really tough one. Hey, you are welcome. Thanks for showing up. What do you think about Acoustica? I don't know. I don't really use them. I think they're way too heavy on CPU. That's what I think about Acoustica. But I just don't use them. Like, I hear people talk about them a lot. I just haven't really fell in love with them or anything. I don't want any filtering. I don't like filtering. Maybe on the sides. Let's try this, actually.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far when I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large. Swallow tomorrow. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by. Skin, but the heart cold. Going far, just get. Like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. Ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far when I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large. Frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow. A hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all. The park though. Stop by the falls, I get where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when. Shaped like a bottle, feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the window and far when I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large. shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. When I land, we should just get a car home. I know we not far now. Wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go.
Some folks are so dramatic, medicine. She's spending the money, keep them calling, making them all think this girl is my best friend. It's automatic, right to the mattress, shake down the nightstand.
Frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Let's wake up tomorrow and pack up the car full. Can't have it all, some hard things to part though. Stop by the falls, I get scared where the sharks go. Patience kicking in, feeling heavy when we start go. Sweat on the skin, but the heart cold. Hanging off the wing, going far on. Far now, wound up and hit it with a large stone. Increase the dose, but don't let my arm go.
All right, it's getting there. It's really getting there. Just needs a little bit more smoothing, you know? Needs a little bit more, I don't know. I don't really know yet. I just need to go back on some things and get the mix right. I'm working a lot on the master bus, but, you know, it's not really master bus's fault. You feel me? Probably doing too much on this UAD, though. Back off on this.
Some folks are so dramatic, don't feed me your bad medicine. She's spending the money, keep them calling, making them all think this girl is my best friend. It's automatic, right to the mattress, shake down the nightstand.
Glass frame shaped like a bottle. Feel like I just hit the lotto. So now they wanna ask for $1 to borrow, a hard pill to swallow. Tomorrow and feeling heavy, start goes. But the heart cold, hanging off the window and far on. Land, we should just get a car home.
Feed me your bad medicine.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. I need an ear break. Is this any good? You guys liking this? Does this sound good, bro? All right. That was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to take an ear break, maybe get some food because I'm fucking hungry. But I appreciate you guys being here. And I've been drinking coffee, dude. I'm like drinking coffee all the way up until I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's up? Switzerland in the house. I got these shoes, bro. These shoes are made in Switzerland. Swissies. These are the On shoes. I think they're Swiss. Yeah. Swiss engineered. Probably made in China. Let's be real. How can we make a song together? You can hire me. You can actually hire me to mix and master, produce. You can apply for my artist development program. No guarantees there, but I'll leave links in the description for you guys. Yes, yes. Man, I try to make the drums and bass on this one just completely smack. What point in the process do you start turning on the limiter on the master? Pretty quickly. As far as like getting the final dB of the limiter on the master, that's going to be pretty far down the road. But I got the God particle or a limiter on the master like damn near while I'm producing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to stay with it. You got to get it. Capital mastering compressor would be cool. Yeah, for sure. I think it would take it away from how pop it is. I do want it to still sound pop. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to make this pop, but like more mid-range and punchy and, you know, like just fucking, you could turn it way up and it doesn't hurt your ears. That's the idea. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Show love. Get this out to more people. You know what I'm saying? Like spread the love. You can't keep all of this for you. All right, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.